Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. We bring you the best of Brazilian culture. And tonight, let's drift down the river together. Let the current take us away from civilization, deeper and deeper into the green embrace of the jungle. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, a chill creeps into the air. But over there on the riverbank, a figure stirs. Now this is a tale whispered by the water, passed down through generations of river folk. They call her Yara, the water enchantress. Some know her as the mother of waters. Yara. The very name echoes with mystery, promising a story that's both captivating and chilling. She is a creature of the depths, a being of immense beauty and allure. Half human, half fish, Yara enchants all who encounter her with a song so hauntingly beautiful that it lures mortals into her watery embrace, never to be seen again. With long flowing locks of dark hair, a complexion the color of burnished gold and eyes that gleam like emeralds, she is a mesmerizing sight. Now, Yara is usually spotted at dusk, her favorite time. She perches on a moss-covered rock in the middle of the river, and with a silver comb in hand, she idly combs her long hair. As each stroke of the comb, she sings. And oh, her voice, it's sweet, hypnotic, almost ethereal. It wraps around your heart and pulls you closer, desperate to hear just one more note, but her music isn't a gift, it's a trap. It beckons those passing by to come closer, to lean in and listen just a little longer. And they do. They leave their boats, their homes, their loved ones, all to follow the enchanting tune. But as they step closer to the riverbank, the ground beneath their feet seems to vanish and they fall into the water. Down into the murky depths, swallowed by the river, they disappear. They say their souls are forever bound to Yara, doomed to wander the river's depths alongside her for eternity. Now, Yara is both feared and revered. For many, she's a cautionary tale, a reminder of the unseen dangers lurking in the heart of the untamed wilderness. Yet for others, she's a symbol of the river's untamable spirit, a testament to the raw, untamed beauty of nature. But where did Yara come from? What drove her to lure mortals to their doom? Well, her story, like the river itself, runs deep, winding through betrayal, loss, and an unquenchable thirst for vengeance. You see, Yara wasn't always a spirit of the water. Once she was human, a fierce warrior princess, the pride of her tribe. But fate had a cruel twist in store for her. During a raid, she was captured by a rival tribe and taken to a dark and dank cave. There they stripped her of her dignity, her freedom, and finally, her life. As her life ebbed away, she was thrown into the river, her body battered and bruised. But the river, it seemed, to have a will of its own. The water swirled and churned, enveloping her in a protective embrace. The river sang to her, its lullaby echoing through the water, soothing her pain and whispering promises of power. And as the first rays of dawn touched the water, Yara was gone. In her place emerged a new being, half woman, half fish, imbued with the powers of the river itself. From then on, Yara roamed the river, her heart filled with sorrow and a burning desire for revenge. She became the spirit of the waters, forever entwined with the river's fate, its moods as fickle and dangerous as her own. And now, armed with her enchanting voice, she lured unsuspecting travelers to their deaths, their souls becoming part of the river, part of her. In a way, she was taking her revenge on the tribe that had wronged her. But her story doesn't end there. There are tales, mere whispers really, about a hero who ventured into the river to slay the fearsome water monster. His name was Tupan, a brave and valiant warrior who wasn't afraid of the deadliest beasts or the darkest magic. He was known throughout the land for his courage and skill in battle. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, Tupan sat on the bank of the river, his eyes fixed on the rippling water. He had heard the rumors of a terrifying water spirit, a siren-like creature with a voice that could charm the birds from the trees and a gaze that could hold the bravest warrior captive. Intrigued and perhaps a bit fearless, he decided to seek her out. As darkness fell, he heard it, a haunting melody, sweet and entrancing. It seemed to rise from the depths of the river, beckoning him closer. Tupan didn't hesitate. He rose from his seat and began to walk into the river. The water was cold, icy fingers gripping his legs, but he pressed on. The song grew louder, more insistent, and he knew he was close. There she was, perched on a rock in the middle of the river. The moonlight painted her in shades of silver, making her seem almost otherworldly. Her long, flowing hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall of ink. Her skin was the color of polished mahogany, and her eyes glittered like golden coins. She was mesmerizing. And then she smiled, a slow, knowing smile that sent shivers down Tupan's spine. And in that moment, he understood. This was the legendary Yara, the water enchantress. But Tupan was no ordinary man. He had stared death in the face countless times and had always emerged victorious. He wouldn't be deterred by her beauty or swayed by her song. He was there to end her reign of terror. So he stood his ground, his eyes locked onto hers, his resolve firm. Then the craziest thing happened. She leapt into the water. For a moment, Tupan was stunned. He expected her to fight, to use her powers to defend herself, but instead she had chosen flight. Was it fear? Was it something else? He couldn't tell, but he didn't hesitate. He dove into the water after her, determined to end the legend of Yara once and for all. They swam deep into the river, the water growing colder, darker. All around them, strange aquatic creatures flickered past, their eyes like bioluminescent jewels. Finally, they reached a cavern hidden beneath the water, its entrance veiled by a curtain of flowing seaweed. And here, in the heart of the river, Tupan faced the truth. He saw the sadness in Yara's eyes, the pain that drove her to madness, to the endless cycle of death and despair. In that moment, he didn't see a monster. He saw a victim, a tragic figure forever cursed by the river. Tupan emerged from the water, dripping and shivering, but alive. He had faced the water enchantress, stared into the abyss of her sorrow and emerged with a story. One of courage, yes, but also understanding. He understood the why of her actions, the pain that fueled her legend. So when he returned to the village, he didn't bring tales of a monster slain, but of a tragedy unfolding beneath the water, a plea for empathy rather than just understanding. Now, does this mean that Yara's reign of terror ended? That the river ran free from her haunting song? Well, not exactly. For Yara is a legend, and legends never truly die. They evolve, adapt, becoming part of the very fabric of the world they inhabit. Some say Yara still lurks in the deepest pools of the river, her voice echoing across the water. Others claim the river itself has tamed her song, making it a lullaby instead of a death knell. But one thing's for sure, the legend of Yara reminds us that even in the darkest of tales, there's always a flicker of humanity waiting to be understood. In the end, maybe the real story of Yara isn't about a monster in the river, but about the monsters we create in our hearts and minds. And thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of the legend. We've explored the depths of the river, the highs and lows of Yara's tale, and the heroism of Tupan. But our journey along the Brazilian night is far from over. Next time, we're chasing a whirlwind, a puff of smoke, and a laugh in the wind. Join us as we meet the one-legged prankster Sachi Perere. But before we go, subscribe for more tales and leave a comment with your thoughts on the legend of Yara. Who do you think is the real monster in the story? The river enchantress or the monsters we create in ourselves? Until next time, keep exploring the world and remember, the river's secrets run deep. Thanks for watching. Until next time.